68 Ways to Save the Planet Before Bedtime by Paul Mason. You can do these anytime, not just before you go to bed. It doesn't take a superhero to save the world, just you. This is part 2. 16. Make your granny happy. Make your granny happy and save the world? Sounds impossible, but it can be done. And it only takes a few seconds. On cold days, all you need to do is wear that sweater she knitted you. How can sweaters save the world? If your granny doesn't knit, don't worry. You can save the world with any sweater. Once you've got that lovely sweater on, you'll remember how warm it is. Then persuade everyone else in your family to put a sweater on too. Notice anything? You're all really warm. Better turn down the heating. Why turn off the heating? The heating in many buildings uses electricity, which is usually made with fossil fuels or gas, which is a fossil fuel. So every time you turn down the heating, you help save the planet just a little bit. Top tip: turning the heating down or off should be done by an adult. Gas or electricity used for heating. Fossil fuels burned. Greenhouse gases released. Global warming. "17. Put on a hat. We lose lots of heat through our heads. Putting on a hat is a fast way to stay warm. 18. Toasty toes. Wear extra thick socks to keep your toes happy. 19. Keep warm at night. Add an extra blanket to your bed. 20. Stop the draft. Shut doors and windows to keep the rooms warm. 21. In place. Feeling cold? Try running in place. How do you feel now? 22. Hug your sister. It doesn't need to be your sister. Hug a friend or a pet and you'll soon feel warm. Don't just stand by. Who'd have thought you could save the world by flicking a switch? The switch you need is the off switch. That's the real off switch, not the one that puts a device in standby mode. What's wrong with standby? Lots of people turn things off using a standby button. The devices are not really off because a little bit of electricity is still being used. Most of this electricity was made by burning fossil fuels. This produces greenhouse gases, which add to the greenhouse effect. When you do turn things off properly, they stop running completely. Less electricity wasted equals fewer greenhouse gases. Congratulations! With the flick of a switch, you've helped save the world. Top tip: check with a grown-up before turning things off. Not everything can be turned off. Refrigerators must stay on all the time. 24. Poster power. Design a poster to remind people to turn things off. 25. Start a no TV day. For one day, turn the TV off and do something else. 26. Turn off the lights. But first, make sure there's no one still in the room. 27. Think fast. Hungry? Don't stand with the refrigerator door open. Decide what you want and close it quickly. 28. Be bright. Get your parents to use energy-saving light bulbs. They use less energy than others. 29. Summer sun. Dry your hair naturally when the weather is warm instead of using a hairdryer. Want ideas for your no TV day? See ideas 38 to 44. Waste not, want not. Waste not, want not means don't throw things away carelessly. Then you won't miss them later. It's the kind of thing your grandfather might say. Wasting not is also a good way to keep more garbage out of landfills. What do we waste? Every year we throw away a mountain of garbage. In 1 year, Americans throw away about 28 billion plastic bottles and jars, 55 billion aluminum cans, 200 million tons of garbage. Here are 3 things you can do to stop landfills from growing. Reduce. Reduce the amount of waste you produce. Try to choose things that have little or no wrapping. Reuse. Try to reuse things instead of throwing them away. Recycle. If you must throw things away, put them in a recycling bin if possible. 31. Blow your nose. When you get a cold or a sniffle, use a handkerchief and not a tissue. 32. Read your garbage. Learn the recycling symbols and make sure you're recycling as much as you can. 33. Carry on shopping. The next time you go shopping, use a cloth bag or an old plastic bag. 34. One in, one out. Make someone's day. When you get a new toy, give an old one away. 35. Take care. Look after your things. The fewer things you break, the fewer new things you need. 36. Buy secondhand stuff. It helps reduce waste and means new things don't need to be made. 37. Learn to fix things. Try fixing something that's broken instead of replacing it. Want more ideas for reusing things? Go to ideas 54 through 58. 38. Make a monstrous sock. Quite a lot of what we throw away is actually stuff that can be reused or turned into something else. But not everything you make has to be useful. You can make fun things using old stuff too. How can sock monsters save the world? They can't do it by themselves. They're not superheroes. But you can put your old socks to good use. You will need one sock, stuffing, old fabric cut up, scissors, needle, and thread, 2 buttons, and an adult to help you. Turn your sock inside out with the heel facing up. Cut down from the toe to make 2 ears, sew along the edge of the ears. Turn your sock the right way out, put stuffing in it, and then sew up the bottom. Top tip, ask a grown-up before you start cutting things up. 39. Brilliant birthday cards. Cover old cards with pictures from magazines, then write your own message inside. 40. Sleepy shopping bag. Add handles to an old pillowcase and make a bag. Decorate it with old buttons or fabric. 41. Old is new. Instead of throwing out old clothes, why not alter them to the style you want? 42. Reuse your old jeans. Use the leg of old jeans as door draft stoppers. Cut off a jean leg, stuff it with old fabric or plastic bags, and sew up both ends. 43. Jam jar holders. Jam jars can hold pens, pennies, and much more. 44. Think outside the box. Why don't you look at your garbage and think of new ways to reuse it? 4. Sew on the buttons to make the eyes. 5. Push in the heel and sew to make a mouth.